A Lost Love. Chapter 1. The First Meeting. It was the summer of 1995 in a small town called Brooksville. I was 19, fresh out of high school, unsure about my future. I worked at a small bookstore near the town square. That's where I met Elena Carter. She walked in on a rainy Tuesday, looking for a book by Jane Austen. She wore a red sweater and had long brown hair tied in a messy bun. Her voice was soft and her smile was kind. "You must be new," I said. "I just moved here," she replied, "with my dad." We talked for 5 minutes, then 10, then 30. She bought the book, thanked me, and left. But she came back the next day, and the next. Chapter 2. A Beautiful Summer. Elena and I spent that summer together. We walked by the lake, shared milkshakes at the diner, and watched stars at night. She loved poetry and played the piano. I wrote short stories and played guitar. We were young, full of dreams, and completely in love. She made me laugh. She made me believe in myself. I had never felt so alive. "I'm scared of losing this," I told her once. She held my hand and said, "Me too, but love is always a little scary." That summer was magic. We thought it would last forever. Chapter 3. The Goodbye. In late August, Elena got a phone call. Her father had been transferred to another city, far away. They had to leave by September. We cried under the old oak tree in the park, the same place where we had our first kiss. "Come with me," she said, tears in her eyes. "I can't," I whispered. "My mom is sick. I have to stay." We promised to write letters. We promised to wait. But life doesn't always follow promises. Chapter 4. The Letters Stop. At first, we wrote often. Her letters were full of hope and longing. Mine were full of love and sadness. But slowly, the letters came less and less. Weeks passed, then months, then a year. I wrote one last letter. I never got a reply. And just like that, Elena was gone. Chapter 5. A Quiet Life. I stayed in Brooksville. I took care of my mother until she passed away. I studied, worked, and kept writing. I never forgot Elena, but I stopped waiting. Years passed. I dated other women, but none of them were Elena. I never married. Sometimes, late at night, I'd take out the old letters, read her words, and wonder, where is she now? Did she forget me? Did she move on? Chapter 6. The Reunion. 20 years later, I was 39. I still lived in Brooksville, now managing the bookstore where we first met. One afternoon, the bell above the door rang. I looked up. It was her, Elena, older, more graceful, with the same eyes, the same smile. I froze. "Hi," she said softly. "Hi," I replied, my voice shaking. "I wasn't sure you'd still be here," she said. I never left. Chapter 7. Catching Up. We sat at the park bench under the old oak tree. "I'm sorry," she said. "About the letters. My dad got sick. We moved again and again. I lost your address. Life got busy. Then it just became too late." "It's okay," I said. "I understand. I never stopped thinking about you," she said. Neither did I. We talked for hours. She was now a teacher, divorced, no children. "I came back to see this town," she said, "and maybe to see you." Chapter 8. Feelings Return. Over the next few weeks, we met often. Coffee, walks, shared laughter. The feelings came back, slowly but surely. We were older now, different people. But something between us hadn't changed. I always wondered what could have been, she said one night. So did I. She held my hand. For a moment, time disappeared. Chapter 9. Another goodbye. But life was not simple. Elena was only visiting for a few weeks. Her job was in another state. I could stay, she said one evening. Maybe start over. I looked into her eyes. I wanted to say yes, but I said, "Don't stay for me. Stay if your heart tells you to." She nodded. I need time. She left a week later. No promises this time. Chapter 10. The Letter. A month passed. Then a letter came. Dear James, I've spent weeks thinking, and I realized I don't want to lose you again. I've quit my job. I found a small place in Brooksville. I'm coming home, if you'll have me. Love, Elena. Chapter 11. A New Beginning. Elena returned, not as the girl from my past, but as the woman of my present. We didn't talk about the lost years. We focused on now. We reopened the bookstore together. We hosted poetry nights. We shared meals, music, and morning walks. It wasn't the same as before. It was better, real, grown, peaceful. Chapter 12. Love Finds a Way. Years later, we stood under the oak tree again. This time, we were holding hands not in goodbye, but in celebration. We had found each other again. After all the time, the silence, and the heartbreak, we found our way back. And we learned something. Sometimes love is lost. But sometimes, just sometimes, love finds a way home.